over Christmas was when I realized like I cannot do this anymore. And I told Mark that. I was like, I cannot continue to let things like this happen and be okay with it. Hello, thanks for being here. As you can tell, I am solo today, sort of. You'll probably hear in the background every now and then Spencer is riding around. He's riding his bike in the house. You know, some things you just don't argue, you just don't fight it as a parent, right? So Mark, he's in the military and he is away for a weekend training. So he's in the National Guard, and one weekend every month he goes to training. Sometimes it's in Nashville, sometimes he has to travel, and this is one of his travel weekends. So he is gone one weekend a month, and then a few weeks out of the year in the summer for trainings. But anyway, I have been getting some messages, just questions about my family that I felt like I could answer without him being here, or I don't know, just like without his opinion, insight, which that makes it sound really bad, doesn't it? But I don't mean it that way. I just felt like I could answer your thoughts, your questions, anyway. So if you hear a toddler every now and then, it's just Spencer riding around. But before I get into those questions, so Mark and I have been thinking about kind of not changing this channel at all, but adding to it instead. And we want to do more like vlog type things about our family and like life here in Nashville. And we want to know, first of all, you know, would you even be interested in watching that? And if so, what are some things that you want to see? So if you will like this video, and then make sure you leave a comment in the comments below and just let us know kind of what you would want to see us make. We love what we're doing right now, but we feel like we could add more to this channel and kind of show you like the behind the scenes, or like our daily lives, or just a glimpse into that kind of stuff. So just let us know what you want to see. Okay. So I've had a few people, toddlers. I've mentioned a couple of times within like the last 6 months, I knew that I just needed to like kind of give my family a break, and they, or like the last 6 months have been defining for me. In relation to my family. And so I've had a few people ask me like, what has happened? Like, has there been something big that's happened? Have they said something? Like, what is this moment that is just like so defining? So I want to talk about that and what has happened, and just share a little bit of perspective on that. So a few months ago, right before Thanksgiving, actually, let me back up. My brother and his wife have a daughter that is 7 or 8 months, from October to June, months-wise difference in Spencer's age. And my sister was asked to be kind of like her godparent, I guess you could say, or like, not legal guardian, but you know, someone to like watch after her if something happens to my brother and sister-in-law. And so I understand like that in itself kind of makes you a little bit more attached to a child. And I didn't ask her to do that for Spencer. We are not close like that, and I just didn't have that relationship. Actually, I have someone in mind. I just haven't asked him, and probably should, because you know, he's almost 3, but that's cool. So anyway, they've been closer literally since she was born. My niece was born, because of that. But what has happened over time, like my brother and my sister-in-law, they live in Knoxville, and my sister and my mom would go on these trips and not invite us. And it's almost like, I don't know if the way it comes across is meant to be like they are excluding us, but they, meaning my mom, my brother, my sister, my sister-in-law, are living like this life without us. And then it's just me and Mark and Spencer. And whether they mean for it to come across that way or not, it's just kind of hurtful, you know? So that's happened, and I've just kind of brushed it off. It's just hard to watch your family almost live like this life without you. So around Thanksgiving, my mom, my brother, and my sister took a trip. Well, my mom and my sister, they went to Knoxville to visit them like they have before. And they were going to a football game, and then they were going to Dollywood. And that's fine. I don't know, like, it just kind of became clear to me, like, they're doing things without you intentionally, and not even like giving like an opportunity for you to be like, no, you know, I'd rather not go or whatever. And so I don't know, it feels so weird. And then at Christmas, this was when I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with this. Because time and time again, like, these things happen, and it's like Mark and I continue to like show up, come back, be nice, try to, you know, be as like normal as possible. We put on the happy face when we're out in public, like with them and stuff. And it's just, over Christmas was when I realized, like, I cannot do this anymore. And I told Mark that. I was like, I cannot continue to let things like this happen and be okay with it. But what happened was, my grandmother, she is in an assisted living facility right now. She got really sick, almost died from it. And now she's kind of rehabbing, recouping kind of thing in an assisted living facility. So my grandmother and I are like tight, like super, super close. And Mark and I went to visit her in the nursing home, or assisted living. She would want me to call it assisted living. Before we went to family Christmas at my cousin's house. And when we got to my cousin's house, my mom, my brother, my sister, all of them, they were all there. They had ridden together, which my mom's house is only like less than maybe a minute, maybe even less, from my cousin's house. But they had all ridden together, which is fine. There wouldn't have been room for me and Mark anyway in a car. So we would have had to take in 2 cars. Not a big deal. I can deal with that. But we did Christmas, you know, ate dinner, opened gifts, all the things. And then it was time for us to go home. And my grandfather, he has a caretaker that's with him like throughout the week, but on the like holidays and stuff when we get together, she's almost like an extension of our family. So she just comes and does these holidays with us. And she was there and she asked Mark for help getting my grandfather back into his house and getting gifts unloaded and all of that. And Mark was like, yeah, sure, like I can totally do that. So we said our goodbyes, we left, and we went to my grandfather's house. So like my grandfather, my whole dad's side of the family, they all live in the same neighborhood together. And so we weren't too far from their house, my mom included. Like she also has moved into that neighborhood with them. And we unload his gifts, we go in and just get ready to say goodbye. And we were there, like we just started talking, and we were there like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes longer, just talking. And like we got him a massage chair. So we were like putting that together and getting it settled and stuff. And when we went home, everyone was leaving the party at the same time, like leaving my cousin's house at the same time. So when we got home, my mom, brother, and sister weren't there. And I was like, well, that's interesting, because everyone was leaving. And I mean, they were like one of the last people out, so I know that they wouldn't have stayed that much longer. It's like, that's so interesting. So we went upstairs to get Spencer ready for bed. Per usual, my sister had locked the bathroom that she and I and Mark, everyone upstairs, we share. She does it every time. She locked it. So I was gathering Spencer's things up to take him downstairs to shower him, and they all get home. And I was just like, what in the world? I text my mom. This was probably 10 minutes after we had gotten home, or gotten to my mom's house. And I had texted my mom within that time, and I said, hey, where are y'all? And she didn't respond. And then shortly after, they got home. And so I walked downstairs. I had Spencer wrapped up in a towel. I had his bath, like shampoo, bath wash, all of that ready. And she was like, hey, like, you know, nothing had happened. And I was like, hey, I said, where were y'all? She was like, oh, we just went to look at Christmas lights. We were driving around looking at Christmas lights. And I said, oh, okay. I was like, well, you know, thanks for letting us know. She's like, didn't know I had to. And I was just like, what? So am I upset that they went to look at Christmas lights? No, not at all. Like, I mean, anyone can go look at Christmas lights. That would be ridiculous, right? But what it's hurtful to me is the fact that she is okay with like, and they are okay with completely excluding me and Mark, and like not even thinking twice about it. And it's almost like as if they don't care at all if we're around. But yet when we go out, like, we're their family, right? So when we're in public, we're their family. And my sister is all about Spencer. No kidding. The first time she ever came to my house was his second birthday party. She lives a mile, maybe a little bit more, but less than 2 miles away from my house. And it's just, it's like their actions say so much more than like, you know, we don't want you to be a part of us. So it's just stuff like that has happened over and over again. And at Christmas, when my mom responded that way, I was just like, I don't even know how to, like, what to say. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, if these were my kids, I would be heartbroken, and I'm sure that she is, like, to see things happen, but like, But in my mind, I'm thinking, like, if these are my kids, and like one feels this way, I don't know how I would be able to like live with myself knowing that they feel this way. And or like you as a mom can sense when like something is not right with your kids, but why has she not come and been like, Mary Glenn, you know, what's wrong? Instead, I just think that she's like, oh, well, it's Mary Glenn being Mary Glenn. And it's super hurtful. It is really hurtful. And so instead of continuing to feel hurt, I'm like, I've got to figure out a way to manage this and like deal with it on my own. So that, like, shortly after that, Mark came to me and he was like, hey, I have this idea. What about a YouTube channel? And like, we started talking about this and like everything unfolded. And it's just, this has been such a release for me to be able to build this community and like talk to you all and share our story, because I feel like at some point someone, and it may not be a racial thing, it might just be that your family doesn't like who you're with, and like that stinks. You know, that's not right. And you might be like getting the repercussions of it, and it's awful. So that's why we really wanted to build this community and like, you know, just share our story. But that's really it. I mean, it might seem minor, but this isn't the first time it's happened. It's happened over and over and over and over and over and over. And I can't even say it how many times. And so it's just kind of like, you just gotta at some point be like, I can't deal with this anymore, you know? So that was it. But yeah. So if you have any questions, you know, please feel free, or any comments, feel free to always, you know, leave the comments below. And thanks for being here. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment. Oh yeah, and you can also tap the little bell so you always know when one of our videos is posted. So thank you for watching, and